Welcome to this episode of Camel Wives, where we are talking hunting from the wife perspective and all the shenanigans that come along with it. Today we are talking javelina hunting, a little bit of indoor archery, and also what the Valentine holiday means to us. So let's start with Jasmine. What was your thoughts on the javelina hunt?
I thought it was awesome. It was really cool for us to be able to get together on the weekend. It was our first time like really hunting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I was super excited about that. Um, I do have to say though that we were completely last minute unpacking all of our stuff. We literally packed it that morning. I got up early enough to make the food that we needed to make and prep everything. I had originally planned to like cut up all of the veggies and everything that we were going to use for the sandwiches the night before, and it just got away from me, and so I was really last minute about everything. And
That
then I was
explains the
not.
ice.
That explains what?
The ice.
Yeah, I had even told myself that I was going to go and get the ice from the dollar store by our house because we have enough room to keep it frozen, but
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't get around to it. But it was great. I still don't like getting up early in the morning, but it's part of hunting.
Yes, it is.
And it was funny because Lou and Dion were texting, and Dion's like, "What time? Like, do we really want to go?" And I'm like, "I don't know, like 9 or 10." And so I guess Dion texts Lou, and Lou's like, "We'll be there at 6." And I'm like, "What? 6 o'clock? That's way too early for a Saturday."
It's a hunter, 100%.
And that's what Dion said. He's like, "You can't tell a hunter like what time because we go early in the morning."
Mm-hmm.
So those are a couple of challenges that I encountered the day before and the morning of.
Lou is a prep guy. I actually only take care of what I gotta get ready. He takes care of everything else. I actually don't have to prep any hunting gear.
That's
He gets
awesome.
all of the gear ready, all of the food ready, all the snacks ready. He went and he shopped for all the snacks. He put them in the coolers. He got all of our stuff ready. He even told me, he's like, I'm gonna let the ice machine run overnight. That way we can just dump it in our. It was like a tiny ice cooler or whatever, a tiny cooler. I was like, cool.
Perfect.
He just asked me, what kind of snacks do you want? And I was like, this is what I'm looking for. And then after that, he's like, okay, well, what are you wearing? And I was like, I was just thinking like my Under Armour pants and my camo shirt. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, do they fit? And I'm like,
They're
rude.
too big on you, is what he was implying.
That's what he was saying. When we were hunting, though, they were super tight. They actually were leaving like a bright red line like across the bonsa line. I was like, ugh, they were super painful to wear.
I don't like to wear camo anything when it's hunting like this. Dion said that they can't see very well. So I
Probably
was like,
not.
I'm just gonna wear like some leggings.
I was grateful for the amount of gear I took though because it was cold. And I was like, okay, I wore a pair of leggings under my pants plus the long sock. And then I wore a t-shirt and then still the long sleeve, which has like a flannel or fleece inside.
Mm.
And then still the jacket. And then Lou asked me as we are leaving, he's like, did you grab your vest? And I was like, do I need it? And he's like, just bring it. And I was like, fine, I'll bring my beanie too. And I really wanted to bring my turtle beanie that's got like the ball in it, but I freaking forgot. Um, and sure enough, I ended up needing all the gear.
Yeah, I can't believe it rained as hard as it did and as early as it did. I thought we had plenty of time before the rain caught us, and the elements were just not in our favor that day.
No, definitely not. What I found interesting is so the buggy doesn't have a wiper. I'm
Neither
like,
does ours.
do they make like automatic wipers for it?
No, so the wipers that they make for the side by sides, or at least the ones that I've seen, it goes in the middle of your windshield, and it's a manual. You have to sit there and do this thing to clean off all the water on it.
We were pretty warm in the buggy either way. It's a 3-seater. So all the heat rises from the seat and we were pretty toasty like right in the little cabin.
Yeah, I think for us, because there were so many people in our buggy, that it we stayed warm like that. And the guys that were in the back, they said that they felt the warmth more because the motor's back there. But overall, it was really nice. Other than having to get out, I was I was good inside the buggy.
Denied. Absolutely. That's how I felt too. I was like, I'm just gonna sit in here because it's cold.
Let's talk a little bit about how you felt when you guys saw the javelina.
Fair. So it happened super fast. Super fast. This is not the first time I have a tag, but this is the first time I have an opportunity to actually get an animal.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see of course Lou is the one that sees them. So they're like running, going left on this little ridge, and I'm like, well, first off, I've never shot an animal. Second, I've never shot a moving target. Two things that are not in my advantage right now. Definitely a disadvantage. And so he sets up the gun, and I'm like, and he's like, all right, all you gotta do is like point and shoot. But I guess like I had like a stupid moment because I very much like, I don't know if I didn't shoulder it right or what, but I could not see through the scope. All I could see is like a little tiny round circle, and I was like, I can't. And all I said to him was, I can't see, and I can't see through the scope. And what he understood is I can't see them. And so he asked me, do you want me to take the shot? And I was like, sure. And so he shot the javelina. But I was like, in that moment, I have no idea what happened. It just happened so fast. And I'm trying to get a hold of you guys, and you guys can't hear because of all the music and stuff. And I'm like, there was so much that was just happening all at the same time.
Yeah. I just heard the radio go off, and I told Dion, oh my God, turn the music down because I hear the radio. And we were like, what's that? What was that? And I heard something like javelina. We saw 3 javelina, and I was like, oh, shoot, you guys saw javelina? And you're like, no, we killed one. I was like, oh, shoot, yeah, back it up, everybody. Like, let's go back. We were probably like a quarter mile in front of you guys, so I have no clue how long you were trying to call us or when you guys like actually shot. And it was cool to go up there and find it, but I wish I could have been there to actually see anything happen.
And then I definitely had like a moment. He's like, well, call them on the walkie-talkie. And I'm like looking at this thing like,
how do I do that?
How do I do this? What button do I push? And so I was very much like, okay, so I can't get on the weapon. You want me to call, but I'm trying to look over there, and it just, come back, because I have no idea how to push this button right now. That's literally what was happening. Like, it was just a lot. It was a lot happening.
It was fun though. Overall, I think the experience was fun. It was a little bit cold, but we still have 3 tags I said to fill?
I still have my tag. You said Dion has his tag, and then the sun.
The sun does, yeah. So we still got quite a bit of time and a little bit more adventures ahead of us. I think it was a really good start.
It was good too for Lou and I because this past hunting season was the first time I had a tag, and I had deer and elk, and the whole time that we were hunting, he was trying to get me to harvest an animal, either deer, I don't care if a forky or a cow or whatever, just something. And he did have an opportunity to get an elk, but because he was trying to get me the elk, we didn't get any elk. And so when he got his javelina, I was like, maybe we've been doing this backwards. It probably makes the most sense for him to harvest first. That way, at the very least, we're taking some meat home.
Yeah.
And then we can worry about like me trial and error, experimenting over here.
Yeah.
Miss, or, I can't see, or maybe the adrenaline was too much, which is what I think happened to me with the javelina. It was just like a lot of stuff was happening. I've never shot a moving target.
It's pretty hard. This is why I say I've only harvested maybe like 5 dove in the last 10 years because it's hard to shoot a moving target like that.
And when we go to like the shooting range, the target is like stationary, right? Just one target. And all the targets we shoot 100 yards, 200 yards. The ram is at 300 yards, and I can hit the targets, but they're not moving. Then you add the element that this thing is moving, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way. First off, I've never hit an animal. Second, you're asking me to hit a moving animal. It was like it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy to. Well, not really crazy. It's a learning experience because, like you said, you've never done it before. Excuse me. And you have to really just try it to understand like where your opportunity's at.
Yeah. I did tell him, I was like, maybe we should have taken my bow because I'm super comfortable shooting my bow versus like his weapons or the rifles where I get practice in, but it's not my weapon.
Yeah, it's rifle season. That's why you couldn't take the bow.
Lame.
A bow was before the opening of rifle.
Lame.
It's okay.
It's okay. I'll get some practice.
But I think it's cool that you're so good at using your bow because I'm the opposite. I'm still kind of like beginner to moderate for my bow, but I'm a lot better with a rifle. So we kind of complement each other with that.
Yeah, I did tell Lou, I was like, this is a really good eye opener because it means I still need practice, like just with the weapon in general, just using the rifle in general, how to load it, I mean, I know how to put it on safe and take it off safe and that kind of stuff. But there are things that I don't know about this weapon.
I think the biggest challenge of the rifle is to look down the scope, because when you look in it, or for me at least, like it's not just like right there. Sometimes you have to kind of really move your eye a little bit to see the target perfectly. So it's learning how to use it, and I'm still learning that too.
Yeah, it's going to take some practice for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll go back out and see if I can't get one.
We got till the end of March, so I think you'll harvest one.
Maybe we'll get one like sitting at a water hole or something.
There is no water hole around here.
There was a river. Well, it's close enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I'm like, there was water. Maybe not a hole, but it was water.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Valentine's Day?
Personally, I think it's kind of superficial, but I do think that Valentine's Day is more meaningful when you're dating. Not to say that like when you get married you should stop dating your spouse. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like I shouldn't have to wait until February 14th for Lou to buy me flowers. Like just buy me flowers because it's Tuesday. And truthfully, I'm not a flower person. I do like them. They're nice and they're beautiful and I do love the flowers, but I'd rather like him go to the gas station and he brings me back a drink or just something that says I thought of you. Yeah. Versus like having to go and hang out at a packed restaurant. We actually did a workout for Valentine's Day because we're still on this challenge. So we spent Valentine's Day at the gym together.
That's cool. You still got commitment, which is great, even though there was a holiday where you could have cheated if you wanted to, but that's great that you guys stuck to it.
Even on the hunt. I mean, all we ate were like beef jerky, more jerky sticks. I had a spicy pickle, and then those Quest protein chips, super good. You gotta try a bag. I actually ate one of Lou's bags the other day and I was getting in a ton of trouble. I swear I told him though. He said he didn't hear me, but I was like, I'm gonna eat these. And he didn't say anything, so I ate them. Yeah. And as soon as I finished eating them, he's like, where's my chips? I was like, so I told you I was gonna eat these chips.
Yeah, I agree with the Valentine's holiday. When I was younger, of course, I'm like, ooh, Valentine's Day. And now I'm like, you know what? We love each other every single day. We appreciate each other every day, and we show it on every other occasion other than that day, because I actually like to do the opposite most of the time. Like, let's not do anything today and let's do something next weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, like I was telling you, Lou and I are together all the time. So one holiday doesn't really like meet up to what we do the other 364 days.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't match.
Yeah. I feel like going out and doing what we did, like hunting or just spending some quality time together, no matter where it's at, is probably going to be the best gift I can get from Dion.
That's what Lou and I get like on Fridays. Right now that we're doing indoor archery, Friday night is date night. We go, we shoot our bows at the league and we hang out. It's like 2 hours long that we're just like hanging out. We're both shooting the lane at the same time and we're just hanging out with, I mean, there's other people there obviously, but like if you were at a bowling alley, there are going to be other people there.
Right. But that's your guys' quality time together.
We're hanging out together.
How long have you guys been doing the indoor bow shooting?
Only 2 weeks. The first week was fun. And then last week was different. I mean, the first week was 30 arrows. So 10 targets, 3 arrows each. And I was like, cool, I could totally do this. And then last week was 5 arrows times 12 rounds. And I was like, what? My back was so sore.
Just from
from having to draw. The first 3 arrows, nailed it. The fourth and the fifth, I'm like, oh Lord, trying to like.
Because you've already worked up to the 3, so you felt really comfortable by that time.
Yeah, the fourth and the fifth one were a real challenge.
Where'd you place in those challenges or in those? It's like a challenge, right?
Yeah, it's like I don't know exactly how it works. It's 8 weeks total. I don't know if they like add the score or what. Okay. I'm not really sure. I guess I'll find out kind of as we go. But in the first week, I scored 257 of 300, which I guess is kind of right in the middle. That's not too bad. And then last week, I scored 276 of 300. So
that's better.
Should it continue, hopefully I'll get into the 280s and the 290s. Right now, I'm 3 points under the third place, so I'm in the top 5 still.
third place overall, or is it like
In
women's, men, or?
third place in the women bow hunter
Oh, okay,
category. Yeah,
got it. That's great.
it's not bad for my only my second time.
No, and you've been shooting your bow how long?
Like maybe a year and a half ish,
That's
probably.
great.
Lou is a really good teacher.
That's
He is
really
a really
good.
good teacher.
You have to have a good teacher in order to learn it pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is just I'm not consistent with it. I don't pick up my bow as often as you do.
Yeah, and that's why I'm super comfortable
Mm-hmm.
using the bow because I'm constantly using it. Even when we were there, because it was 12 rounds. The first round, I was like, "What is happening?" I would aim at the bullseye and it would shoot right, and I'm like, "What is?" And he would ask me, "Did you turn your peep?" And I'm like, "I did. I turned the peep." But I guess when I was either overturning it or underturning it. I'm not really sure. But what was happening is because of how I was turning the peep, it was turning the trajectory of the bow, and so I was pushing it right. So I was having to aim left to hit the
To
bullseye on
compensate
the
for it.
target. So then we go Saturday because I'm trying to tell him I'm new, but this is my bow. And it's funny because we're there and Lou's like, well, let me just move it. I'm like, don't move anything. I've already figured it out for today. Let me just shoot it the way I know right now, and then you can fix it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there Saturday, and he's like, let me just retie the peep or whatever because it had like a tear in the string. And I was like, okay. So he takes off the ties, and I mean the peep is still tied in real tight. And the second I draw, and boom, bullseye. And I was like, okay, well that's interesting. And so I draw a second and a third, and he was like, yes, it was just the peep. Must not have been turning right.
That's interesting. It's crazy how even just the smallest thing can make you off the target.
Yeah, some of those girls are really good though. What the girl, she was like she was a couple targets down, but she shot a 295 with 300.
Wow.
It's like that is really good.
You should ask her how long she's been doing it
I
next time you
should.
go.
I probably should ask her that. The girl that was to my right also, she shot a 290. There are others. I mean, I think the lowest score was 220 maybe.
That's
Was the
still pretty
lowest,
good.
which is still good. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just excited to be like somewhere in the top 5.
Yeah, that's a big accomplishment because you haven't been doing it probably as long as these other women have.
Definitely. I
That's
told Lou, I
awesome.
was like, I don't care if I win. As long as I could stay kind of right in there, that's a win for me.
Definitely.
Definitely a win. Yeah, but I do. I'm very comfortable using my bow. Lou just refletched my arrows with like purple and pink. He wants to put a green knock, and I'm like, sure, we'll put a green knock.
Just so you can find it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then putting a white knock, you can't see the purple. I don't know what it's called. The little purple strip that goes on the arrow. Vocabulary quiz.
The purple strip that goes on the arrow.
Yeah. So it's like the arrow. You got the fletchings. I know what the fletchings are. But what is the little strip that goes under the fletching?
That's a great question.
Dang it. I'm drawing a blank. I have no idea what it's called right now.
Should we phone a friend?
Yes, can we phone a friend? My phone's over there,
Oh,
so I can't phone my friend.
I don't think mine will answer right now.
Dang it. Well, anyway,
It's okay.
whatever
For next time.
for next time, whatever that paper is called, it's a purple paper or sticker.
Interesting.
I don't remember what it's called. That's
Yeah,
bothering
now I'm
me
really
now.
curious.
Dang it. I don't remember. What about you? When are you going to do our indoor?
When I start picking my bow up more often. And when I stop procrastinating on going and putting a peep in my in my bow.
Just need a peep.
Yeah. I have an issue, not an issue. Like I always pull to the left. I think Dion says because when I shoot, I kind of like look to see, and I got to get out of that habit. I'm still, like I said, I haven't been really consistent with it, so I'm still kind of like in the beginner stage of shooting it. I understand the concept. I know how to use it, but it's just really doing the repetition to get really comfortable with it.
My challenge is that I have an astigmatism, and when
Me
I'm
too.
looking through there, like the first couple of times, I'm good. And after that, I'm like having to like close and reopen because I'm trying to adjust like the contact so that I can see through the peep. Otherwise, I'm just guessing and hoping
Yeah.
for the best.
Don't do that because you don't know where that arrow will fly.
Like, here it is. We're going. Boom. Boom.
Perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes my arm just gets tired and I'm holding and I'm trying to hold it close and I'm just like, well, we're doing this. There it is.
Yeah, it's hard because they're not light at all, and you have to make sure that you're really, really steady. And I'm just not a steady person. I have a shaky hand to start with, so to like really sit there and just be as still as I possibly can, it does not work for
Well, and
me.
then we did chest on Wednesday, and
So you were
I was
sore.
already sore. Plus the fact that we did 12 rounds. It's like, that's a lot. It
Yeah,
was a lot. I was super tired when we got home. I'm ready for bed. Just both Friday and Saturday, I slept a ton because I was just tired.
tired. Yeah.
But going to the gym is actually in my favor right now because before I was having such a. Remember, I told you I hurt myself trying to pull, and my bow's only at 36 pounds, which is really cute, I guess, right? It's cute, 36 pounds. Um, but now I'm like, well, now I'm comfortable shooting the 36 pounds. Where Lou wants me to be at like 45 pounds for hunting season. I was like, we got a lot of work to do, brother.
Well, yeah, especially if you said that after the 3 shots, you kind of get a little bit unsteady. So you gotta, what Dion has told me is you have to be really comfortable being super consistent. He said you gotta shoot it at least 10 times and still be able to pull the bow like nothing in order to go up in your poundage.
Well, I got some work to do. I guess it's 4 weeks, the 10 rounds, 4 weeks to 12 rounds. So I guess we'll find out in 2 months where I stand.
You'll build that muscle up. I guess there's or so Dion says, it's a specific muscle in your shoulder that is helps with the pulling of the bow. I don't know. You have to build that muscle up, is what he says.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out
You'll
in
build it up.
8 weeks or 6 weeks, 6 more weeks. Hey, so my challenge will end before that ends.
Really?
Yeah, because I only have, what day am I on? I'm on 47. Yeah, Wednesday is day 50, so I'm on day 48 today.
That's awesome.
So I got 27 days left, which is what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? So
yeah,
it'll
about.
end right about the same time ish.
That's cool.
So they're gonna coincide, which will be awesome.
What's going to be your first cheat meal? Well, not cheat meal, but what's going to be the first meal that you want to have after that challenge is over?
I don't know that I crave a meal. Like, there's nothing that I'm like, ooh, I want to eat that. Maybe some French fries. Like,
That
I'd
does sound pretty
be
good right
down
now.
for some French fries and like a chicken sandwich with the bread, not with.
Just the sandwich or
Yeah.
just the chicken?
Yeah, right now it's just chicken and lettuce if I want a chicken sandwich.
You're almost there.
Almost there. It's actually not too bad. It hasn't been too bad. We've done a lot of like life adjustment with our challenge. Well, I was telling you today, like our meals are we're doing like beef, chicken, fish, just so it doesn't get boring.
Boring, yeah.
And then changing how we're eating it.
That's good. That's really good.
But that's all we have for you guys today. Now we're just rambling on. You're welcome.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on TikTok for fun content. We usually upload all kinds of fun stuff.
Randomness for sure.
Also remember to hit, or I'm sorry, not hit, comment on our TikToks and even leave us some reviews and let us know how we're doing. Until then,
we love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.